Hey everybody, welcome back. Series I've been doing on VMware and vSphere. We're kind of on an older version right now, 5.1. The goal is eventually to upgrade it to 6.7 and get current. But right now we're just kind of going over some just basic features of vSphere. So still we have our cluster, so we can pool our resources. This also allows us to recover in case there's a failure of one of our hosts. So as we can see, we've got two machines running on this host, and we have another machine running on this host. So we want to look and see what's going to happen if our 1764 host were to die. Let's watch the process and see it pick up the VM and move it to the host that's functioning. This process takes, a few minutes here. It's not an instant kind of thing. It's got to realize that it's down. So my physical hosts are actually virtual machines running in VMware Workstation. This is not a setup you'd want to do in a production environment, but just for a lab, I'm just playing around, just trying to find out how things work. It works for me. But anyway, so just an easy way to play around. But what we're going to do, something else that's not really recommended, we're just going to pull the plug. I'm just going to do a power off. It's just like in vCenter, it doesn't send the shutdown command to the OS. If it was a physical machine, I just walked up to behind it and pulled the power plug out. So we're going to power it off. Are you sure that you want to do this? Well, I really don't want to, but for the purpose of our demonstration here, we're going to do it. Now that machine is off. And it's going to take a little while before vCenter realizes it's down. So we're just going to sit here and wait for a few minutes and see how long that takes. Okay, so now we see that it's down. That didn't take long at all. And this machine's supposed to be here and it's not. Let's come over here and watch what happens on our host that's still up. And now we see this machine is back. The cluster realized it had lost the virtual machines, so it's going to restart them on the hosts that are available. When you do this, they're going to come back in a crash consistent state. So just as the physical machine had crashed, the virtual machines that were running on it crashed as well. So if you have a database application, something like that, you want to check the consistency of your database. This is just a simple web server, so there's nothing really to be concerned about. But as we see, it's booting back up. This is different from the vMotion because the vMotion, leaves the machine powered on, and the machine is gracefully moved from one host to the next. This is a very ungraceful process, but it gets the job done. So now our application's back running, and we can investigate what happened to our host. It's down, it's not responding. But our VMs are still running, so that's exactly what we wanted to happen. So now over here, the trick's going to be to get my physical host back up so we can bring the machines back. So let's power them back on. We've investigated our failure. We've resolved it. So let's see what happens when the machine comes back up. Alright, so our host is booted again. And now we just gotta wait for vCenter to detect that it's back. And it's just letting us know that we can't lose any more hosts, which is obvious. We only have one more host. If it had been a multiple, 3 or 4 or 5 hosts in the cluster, we definitely want to take a look at that. Alright, so the cluster vCenter has decided that the host is back online. We got it running here. We're getting our heartbeats. And now that message has cleared itself because we have enough hosts to tolerate a failure again. And now that it's back online, we can move our guests back to the machine. If we had a setting enabled like DRS, it'll look at the load and it's going to it'll distribute these servers as it sees fit. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave our DRS off because I just want to manually manage where the servers are going, and I'm going to put it back where it belongs. But again, if you had DRS, one of the servers would have moved across. It probably wouldn't have been this one because it's got such low RAM usage. It'd have been one of the higher ones. But we're going to get it back over there. And everything's back and running just like it should. Anyway, so that's kind of, the past few videos have been about using vCenter, just some of the simple functions. That's what we got. It's all set up, ready to go. I appreciate everybody watching. On our next video, we'll start the upgrade process. We'll look at how do we get from 5.1 to 6.7. It's not a straight jump, so we'll check that out, find out what the path is, and we'll get it done. Again, thanks for watching. Just check back for my next video, and we'll see you soon.